Pierre, pleading with his MPs to stay, should just go get himself a slice of humble pie, because Pierre has spent the last few days claiming that the dirty Trudeau, Carney, Clinton, Obama liberals were wanting nothing more than another election, despite the fact that they won the last one, even if they didn't win a majority. And to someone like Pierre, when you don't get exactly what you want, well, first you call the manager, but then you tip over the board and you stomp your feet and you become increasingly difficult for the poor people at 22 minutes to parody without just doing an impression. But Carney is kind of a fiscal conservative, or at least what most people think when they hear the term fiscal conservative, by which I mean he's careful with money-ish. Now, personally, I think Carney is too fiscally conservative for my taste, but I won't fault people in my audience for trusting the opinion of a renowned economist over that of a cartoon chicken on the internet, even if you are wrong. But contrasting that with Pierre, who is simply a regressive conservative, Carney is pretty inclined towards taking the path of least resistance if it is the more pragmatic thing to do. So Carney's strategy seems to be to just poach MPs or bribe them, which I'm okay with because elections are a lot more expensive, and I do not crave the views nearly enough to want to go through the stress of another election. Besides, nobody but Pierre wants another election. The Bloc should know that they have actual power right now. If they force another election, people in Quebec are going to punish them for that. They should really be trying to steer Carney away from poaching any of their people and just negotiate with him. The NDP have nearly as much power as they did when they still had the supply and confidence agreement, because all they have to do is get something for working class Canadians, like, say, maybe the stuff that Teal's always talking about, that prescription contraception coverage, and get it for the whole country. That would be a huge win for the NDP. You should really watch Teal's videos if you don't. Or they could get something else for working class Canadians. But quite frankly, right now, the NDP would be insane to not support the budget because the party is not remotely ready for an election. The party has some great people left in it, I think, but they need time to pick a new leader and hopefully hire completely different staff in terms of who writes the party leader's speeches, because my goodness, the people who are writing Jagmeet's speeches really need to be promoted to voter. The thing is, there's a lot of possible MPs that the Liberals could poach. Pierre hasn't let anyone in his caucus really talk to the media or build any sort of platform for themselves because he's been afraid that if he lets any light into their dim little lives, they will outshine him, because it really wouldn't be hard to. He's awful. And the Conservative Party shouldn't want an election because they would lose again and they would become even less relevant than they are now. Right now, they can negotiate for something that the donors who wasted their money on them want. If they go to another election, they lose that. Really, I don't believe that there will be another election because the only person who would benefit from it would be Pierre. And even his own caucus don't want that.